Tactics. I'm Ray Green, and today we are going to talk about how not charging enough, how low rates costs you more than just money. Right now, when I was getting started as a solopreneur, building up my business, I thought charging less was going to help me. It was like the road to win more clients. It was the road to grow my business faster. If I could just get those logos, then, I'll charge the right rate down the road. And I later learned that how flawed that logic was really. Not charging enough actually slowed the growth of my business. And because by not charging enough, I ended up, it had so many hidden costs. I mean, more significant costs than I realized. And I didn't really fully appreciate it until later. And there's one thing that I learned, and it's that underpricing your services has a deep impact on your mental health as a solopreneur. And I know this from experience, right? Like I did it. And also know this from talking to dozens of solopreneurs that I now coach every day. Okay. Now, here are just a few ways that not charging enough affects your mental health. The first is you're not making the income that you want where you need. And the charging less means you make less, right? Okay, get it. That's pretty obvious. But what's less obvious is that the impact of a lower income, like it's not as obvious what that has on your mental health over a sustained period of time. Okay. Like I talk to solopreneurs every day that are making less than they did in their 9 to 5. Like they're struggling to take care of financial responsibilities. They've stopped making investments in retirement, and they're generally just stressed about finances. And that's not, yeah, that's a distraction, but it's not just a distraction. It leads to like these feelings of self-doubt, inadequacy, anxiety, like you feel like you're being irresponsible. And over time, these are like they're self-defeating feelings, and it creates this mindset of scarcity. Like it creates this rather than abundance. And that mindset then perpetuates the problem. Okay. So, it's you're not making the income that you want or you need. Got it. That's clear. But the impact of that on you over time is pretty significant. The second thing that happens is we make up for the lower rates by taking more work. Okay. And so the most common way to compensate for lower rates is just go get more of them, right? More work leads to more money. Simple enough. Okay. But the cost of working more oftentimes gets overlooked because every hour of work requires sacrificing an hour of something else. And that may have been quality time with your partner. It may have been quality time with your kids. It could have been time that you were taking for yourself. It could have been the time that you would have spent at the gym or exercising. And so you're stacking up these clients to make up for lower rates, and it leads to overcommitment. The overcommitment leads to burnout, and then burnout leads to all these other things. I mean, insomnia, depression, fatigue, like whatever it is. And what's worse is you get so goddamn busy with all the low paying client work that you don't have time to work on your business or the shit that would be necessary to work out of the problem because you don't have the time to do it. Right. So it just perpetuates the problem even further. Okay. The third thing that low rates does is that you set yourself up to try to make up for it with mediocre work. Okay. So you can go get more clients. Another way that you can do it is you can overcome low rates by just like not delivering your A game, right? After all, like you're not being paid premium rates, so you don't have to deliver your premium work, right? And this is an unintended and a really incredibly common consequence of taking on too much work to compensate for lower rates, right? Because when you take on a lot of work, what you do is start delivering B level, C level work, and then you kind of justify it because you're not getting the premium rates, blah, blah, blah. But here's what I see like really frequently from solopreneurs that are delivering mediocre work to do this is guilt, right? They know they can do better work if they had more time. they know they can get better results if they had the headspace to dedicate the deep thought that's necessary. And the guilt leads to anxiety, and that leads to, like offering more time to clients because you feel guilty about it. And then it leads to lost opportunities for referrals because you're not delivering your A level work. Again, all of this is just perpetuating the problem, right? And these are just a few examples of how not charging enough can impact your mental health. So what's the fix, right? How do you start charging more for your services and work your way out of this, right? The first thing is building a brand. If you don't have a strong brand as a solopreneur, as an executive freelancer, then you're basically a commodity, and commodities are priced according to availability and the lowest price, right? And the strong, like who's here right now and who's the cheapest. Okay. And strong brands, on the other hand, like they command a strong price premium. So start building a brand by creating assets, by creating content that you can use to demonstrate your knowledge. An ebook, a podcast, a course, social media content, whatever it is, but building a brand is the first step. The second thing is separate what your client is buying from your time. If you're like most solopreneurs, you got started with hourly rates, and hourly rates, it's a lose-lose. It's a lose for you and it's a lose for your clients. Most clients want their work delivered faster, not slower. And with hourly billing, the faster you deliver something, the less money you're going to make. Okay. So I would look to separate what your client is buying, which is an output, a result, a transformation, something from your time. And the best way to do that is by productizing a service, right? Like I've done this with coaching programs. I've done this with sales audits, but it's creating a product out of your expertise or from your expertise and selling that and like essentially creating like disconnecting the time for money piece and creating a price for product piece. Okay. Third thing is find clients somewhere else, right? If you're consistently getting clients that can't afford the rates that you need to charge, then find them somewhere else. Like these third-party platforms like Upwork, the executive level Upworks, like Catalans, like shit like that. Like they may help you land a few clients. Fine. And if you're like in a cash crunch, by all means, I get it. But they intentionally commoditize the product, which is you, in order for their clients to perceive the platform as the source of the value. Upwork wants Upwork to be the source of value. And so everyone on it's going to largely be commoditized within, you have like a tiny little space to actually be able to present your brand, your expertise. But by design, you're commoditized, and you break that cycle by creating your own client acquisition system. And like, if you need help with this, I've got like a really affordable course that you can shows how like everything that I learned from the first 3 years of doing this. And I'll put the link below. But it's find your clients somewhere else. Stop renting your client acquisition systems and build one that you own. Okay. The impact of low rates on your mental health is real, and thankfully it's avoidable. So don't sell yourself short. Don't sell your clients short. Charge what you're worth, build your own client acquisition system, build a brand, and separate what you're selling from the time it takes to deliver it. Cool. Until next week.